And what essentially we do is like we have an assessment platform that helps companies to conduct their cybersecurity risk assessment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a very quick demo of the assessment platform just to make sure that you get a handle on like how do you go about doing this assessment for your organization. So this is our compliance portal where like we have several different topics for assessment, as TJ was earlier alluding to. So this is going to be your cybersecurity risk assessment area. So what you will be doing is like you will essentially be updating your report with, let's say it's a 2019 report, and then if you're participating with few stakeholders in terms of capturing information and stuff, you will basically go ahead and add all that information in here. And then all the different code functions that are listed in our earlier slide. So that is all listed here. So identity, identify, protect, detect, respond, and recovery sections, all of them are listed in here. You will go through. You will essentially have to. You essentially have to select everything in here. The reason being, this is all like kind of a mandatory modules that you need to select. So what you will do is you will pretty much go over these different areas. First one is about the asset management, which is physical devices and systems within the organizations or inventory. So what will happen here is like you will essentially say, where do you want to be really? You want to be in a repeatable process or adaptive process, or like where do you want to be? That is your target answer. And then your current answer could be you might be in the partial status, right? So you do not have all the inventories of all the systems you might have in systems on with your cloud-based provider in several different locations. You may not have a complete inventory of all those things. So you will essentially mark your current answer as partial, and then like if you have additional evidences and things that are required for this particular question, then what you will do is you will basically upload that in here, and then like you will move on to the next question. So essentially, as you could see, there are about 130 different areas of assessment. So here, like they want NIST want us to inventory all the software platforms and applications that we use within the organization. So again, like you will say, like if you're adaptive, then you will say, okay, so your target needs to be adaptive. You want to have some kind of a dynamic program that will identify all the different software programs that you are using based on some of your network traffic and stuff. And then like your current status could be in terms of where you are exactly with respect to identifying this different software programs that are used within the organization. So you will add your comments in here in terms of where exactly you are. So you have partial automated way of identifying all the software applications and the platform that are used within the organization and stuff. So then like you will move on to the next one. So like that, like you will pretty much go over all these different areas that are listed in here. And then just in the interest of time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip over to the very last question, which will take us to recovery activities that are communicated to the internal stakeholders. So do you have all these things in place or not? And then like let's say your process is partial, but you want to be risk informed, right? So go over each one of these areas, and then what happens is, depending on your earlier selection, your target and the current profile. So as I mentioned earlier, if your target profile and current profile are the same, then like you are like your target profile is less than the current profile, then obviously you will not have any action plan. If your target is much higher than what you are currently now, then the system will automatically select the action plan for you in terms of what exactly you need to have in place. For example, you have some physical devices that are not implemented properly, and then what you are going to be do inventory properly. So what you are going to be doing is you are going to be prioritizing that, whether it is a high, medium, or low risk, and also you are going to be developing a plan in terms of how you are going to be implementing this particular item in place, right? So particular control in place or the standards in place. So you will pretty much enter in all the required information here. So just in the interest of time, I kind of pre-populated some of this information, but you will have a lot of way to update some of this information. Yeah. So you'll go through each one of this, and then like you will update your executive summary with what was your key findings and what was your um, additional prioritization and things, and then like we'll go over the report section. Since I haven't selected a lot of things, which the score is going to be showing as 0, but essentially this will give you a score in terms of what is the past, and then like what is where are you with respect to the risk exposure and stuff. So this and then like what happens is like you will be able to generate a report that kind of provides all this information that you entered in here with respect to what are the results, and then what is your action plan, and then also like your target, where you want to be, and what is where you are now, and then all the risk description and other information are going to be listed in here. So that is at a very high level in terms of how you would go about doing a security risk assessment to make sure that um, the cybersecurity risk assessment to make sure that like what all the different areas that you kind of meet your target, and what all the different areas that you have still gaps, and what kind of plans you have.
For more information, click on the link below or visit databrackets.com.